Right, here I am again. Yeah, on the BSA. I know, lucky boy. I'll tell you more when we get going, but clocks, not the wrong way around. Still go around the same way, just start in a different position. Instead of going from left to right, they're going right to left, but still the same way around. Let's just clear that up for a start. Yeah, I got told off for that. I've turned it on. And oh, look at that. Marvellous. So, yeah, Colchester Kawasaki. Oh, I shall have a bacon sandwich when I get back. Let's go. Oh, listen to that thumper. Now, as you're all fully aware, temperatures have been atrocious. So I'm not going to go crazy on it. What I wanted to do, because last time I was very excited, as you are when you ride a new bike, aren't you? Yeah. I wanted to do it again, make sure that all the hype and all the weight wasn't making things different. Today is a sunny day, but I tell you what, it's cold. Yeah, it is. So it's only going to be a quick one, but we'll have a little discussion about it. Let's get that mirror out a little bit. There we go. Oh, it does sound marvellous. I know some people said it sounded like a moped. It doesn't. It really doesn't. It's got a really nice burble to it. And that's, you know, that's how it should be, isn't it? It's not a twin. We'll get onto the comparison thing later as well. Indicator straight on, as I've said previously, everything in a real sensible place, so you don't have to think too much about it. We've got a bit more traffic this time as well, because I've had to wait a little bit for it to get up from about like -7 to about -2, I think it was. Yeah, so I've got to be a little bit careful still. Yeah, so I watched a video. My mate Terry did a video. I'll put a link in the bottom there. And actually, he didn't ride it, but it's probably one of the best informative reviews out there. What he raises is the valve check and the servicing costs of this bike, because it is a Rotax, and it's a good solid engine. Yeah, so there's going to be nothing wrong with the engine, but 24,000 miles is quite a lot if you think you've got to be doing your Interceptor every 3,000 miles, or some say 6,000 miles. It all becomes very relevant, doesn't it? Roads are quite skatey, tyres are cold, and this road is in the shade, so this is going to be even worse. So I'm taking it very steady. Yeah. So, do I feel any different about it now, in the cold light of day? Yeah, that's quite appropriate, isn't it? Well, no, I don't, to tell you the truth. I mean, yeah, I'm not giving it any big guns or anything, but I'm out riding it, and just the feel of it, it feels a solid bike. Everything works as it should. The clutch is still light, the gearbox is still easy, the throttle is precise, you know. Obviously it's got the slipper clutch, so it makes it impossible to stall. Must remember that tree falling over there. and it pulls quite easy in a higher gear, as you can see. I'm not giving it very much because I want to stay alive, thank you very much. So yeah, the comparisons, yeah, fingering out. People, first of all, they compare it to the old Gold Star. Now, they're obviously referring to the specific 1950s Gold Star, because of course the Gold Star's been made just about every decade. And yeah, it's different. It's not pretending to be that. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to have a look of that later Gold Star, and it does have a look, but this is a bike for the modern age. It doesn't leak oil out everywhere. It starts, yes, you don't have to kick it, you don't have to tinker with it to get it warmed up first of all. And it's going to be reliable. This Rotax engine, I used to work in the 80s for Armstrong, and they used to make bikes for racing. I think they also made them for the army as well, with Rotax engine. This engine is in BMWs, Aprilia, KTMs, all sorts of things. So it's unlikely there's going to be an issue with the engine. And someone said that they thought it sounded like their moped or something like that. Well, that can only be my sound, and I apologise for that if that's what it does sound like, because in real life it doesn't. Well, not to me, it doesn't anyway. Crikey, this road's icy still, isn't it? So, you know, for a single cylinder bike, this is perfect conditions, isn't it? You want that low down grunt. Look at this. This is just beautiful. So peaceful. Look at that, there's no one about because it is so cold and icy. There's no one about anywhere. It's just marvellous, isn't it? So what we'll do, I love it, I do. What I'll do is I'll just stop here. My glasses are steamed up, I couldn't see where I was putting it, but there we go, engine off. Little sign then I noticed, it said side stand down. Yeah, marvellous. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think of that? It's quite a beauty. Let's switch cameras. Right, here we are. BSA Gold Star take 2. Yeah, people wanted a closer look at it, so what I'll try and do is do that for you. So Brembo brake, yeah, I think it's 36 spoke wheel, single disc, and you can see this has done a few miles now, but no real issues. Obviously it still looks brand new, as it should. headlamps not LED, which to my mind is just absolutely fine. Let's wait for this car to pass. Halogen, you can get them everywhere. You're going to be able to change it easy, no problems. The radiator, yeah, people don't like the radiator. Well, I noticed something on the Z900 RS. That's got a radiator about the same sort of capacity. Nobody said a word about that, so it's liquid cooled. They've tried to make it look air cooled, and well, it's sort of a giveaway with the radiator, so it's, you know, a bit obvious really, but it does look good, and it would look wrong without those fins, wouldn't it? Yeah. That Rotex engine, as Terry said, 24,000 miles before you need to check the heads, and they probably won't need changing anyway. The engines, I think, is going to be pretty decent, but I mean, that's my opinion. The catalytic converter, they've all got to have one. It's hidden away down there. Barely notice it. It's got that plate just to help hide it and protect the engine as well. Foot peg, some people said they had difficulty getting on the brake. Well, I've had no difficulty getting on the brake. It'll be fine. Perfect. Slightly lower than the foot peg, as opposed to higher, so that should make it easier to allow for your foot. Nice chrome tank, lovely in red. I'd go for the black or the Highland green. And the side cases, they just look like the originals. The exhaust, people have said about the staining. Well, it's going to stain, isn't it? Most bikes do nowadays. Doesn't make any difference to me. Just don't look at the mantelpiece when you're poking the fire. That suspension's fine. On this bike, it's in just about the middle, I think. Can't really see. It's too cold, I'm not getting down on my hands and knees. Some people have said they'd like this down to here, and I sort of see that. I think Ian Hughes mentioned that with the headlamp mounted up on it. It's okay though. It's not a deal breaker for me. The seat is marvellous, and I think everyone does agree on that. Firm but comfortable, which is exactly as you want it. Diddy little indicators. I love that. That's brilliant. They might be cheap, but they're lovely. Horn down here. That's fine. You know, everything is going to be easy maintenance on this bike, I think. Brembo brake on the back. Mickey Mouse mirrors, and of course this everyone's complained about. Well, not everyone, few people. Makes no never mind to me. I'm quite happy for that. Remember, this is a modern bike. It's not a 1950s bike. If it was, I wouldn't be out riding it, not on a day like today. Down here you've got another power takeoff just here, for your cigarette lighter type thing. So you've got plenty of modern day attachments to it. So I don't think there's a lot else I can show you short of starting to take it to bits. Metal black, some people say this is cheap. That's fine by me. And obviously the clock's marvellous, and it might have been nice if they could have put a chrome bit around here. I don't know, maybe they could be a bit higher, I don't know. For me they're fine, but these are what people have said. And the mudguards, yeah, they're plastic. Just about every motorbike you buy will have plastic mudguards. If it were chrome, they'd be heavier, they'd be struggling with emissions. You know, it's a whole snowball effect, I think. Anyway, I might be talking codswallops. as sometimes do, as you know. But let's get back on the bike and see how we go. Marvellous. Right, here we go. Get going before the glasses steam up. Brrr, clocks, as we know. Brrr, yeah, instead of brrr, fire it up. Straight away, ticking over. Look, I show this little bit here. I think is a really nice touch to hold them there. Have all that information there. Obviously, ABS is waiting for me to get going. But watch, if I put the side stand down, look. Side stand, you get a warning light. Marvellous. So, oh, it's full of petrol, look at that. Here we go. I've had my helmet up. Yep, that's up. So, get underway. Back onto the icy roads. There we go. And it is a really nice rumble in that vibration as we go down these treacherous roads, and they are treacherous. So handling, I can't really say. Handling in the ice on these icy, frosty, snowy even in places roads, absolutely fine. Is the bike easy to control in these conditions? Absolutely, yeah. Oh, look at this, this looks bad. I'm going to cut across that, and then we're really onto it, aren't we? So yeah, if you can ride a bike in these conditions, it can't be a bad bike, can it? And listen to that. Marvellous. So, as for comparisons, I mean, what do you compare it to? Everyone's compared it. I tried not to compare it at all to anything. I treat it as an individual, because it is an individual. It's like the Motor Guzzi. The Motor Guzzi very seldom gets compared to anything because it's so individual as to what it is. Thank you kindly, sir. So everyone's done it to the Interceptor. They do it to the Bonneville. I wouldn't compare it to the Bonneville, certainly not. For one thing, the Bonneville's what, $3,000 more. Would you compare it to maybe the new Speed Twin 900? Oh, look at this, there's ice everywhere. That's probably closer, because that's built down to a price, still good quality, but there's nothing wrong with the quality on this. And then of course everybody, oh, there's a dog here, is gonna want to have a look. He's straining at the leash already, I can see. Look at it. Yeah, he wants to go on the BSA. Yeah, the Interceptor. Well, the Interceptor is a twin. Yeah, they've built their own bike. BSA have sourced an engine. They've gone, you know, for a very reputable make, one that's tried and tested. To my mind, this feels about the same size. People have said it felt smaller. Others haven't really said much about it. I'll listen to it though. Oh, it's such a shame that it's arrived in winter, That's what I would say. Yeah, that's a shame. So what else could you compare it to? Price wise, people say, yeah, but the Interceptor's cheaper, but you're talking a couple of £100, you know, that's all. Would I compare it to the Continental? I think it's, for me, it's closer to the Continental. I know that sounds bonkers, because this is hang on, what's this bloke doing? Oh, he wants to go down there. He's missed his turning. This, to my mind, I think that I might even put Clubman bars on it or something like that. I don't think you'd be able to put clip-ons on because of the shrouds and everything. It sort of stops there, doesn't it? You'd be a long way down with clip-ons on that. So, oh yeah, over the bumps, no trouble. Over the ice, no trouble. It's a beautiful bike. Will I own one? Do you know, having the second ride, removing all that first ride stuff, and it being cold and icy, listening to it in this cold air, feeling it, I would. I think, you know, it's a tough one because there's so many bikes I'd like, but this is definitely going to be top of the list for 2022. But I need to refresh my memory of the Interceptor and of the Continental. Two very good proven bikes. You know, they haven't delivered these yet. I wouldn't imagine that we'll see anything till maybe the end of January. I wouldn't have thought. But there you go. But if I don't get my name down, I won't be getting one for months and months. Yeah. I think orders, since people have had a chance to ride them, all the pre-orders have been, you know, people are pursuing those purchases. Oh, it's just so nice. Even at -2, I'm having the time of my life, and I'm trying to contain myself so that I don't get quite so many buffoons. In fact, I think someone called me a muppet. Yeah, marvellous. But there you go. You know, I was enjoying myself, and I was thrilled to actually be on it. And I had no idea I'd be one of the first to be on it, to be honest. There's neither near nor there to me. I just wanted to get on it. And I did. Let's get on those brakes. ABS obviously works well. God, that looks slippy around there. It's probably not as slippy as it looks, but there you go. Listen to that bike. I love it. I love the vibration. It's very subtle, but it's lovely. It really is. So, the senses, taste, you know, I'm not tasting it. Even in the delicious red, as I said. Smell, it still smells lovely. It's a brand new bike, no smell of oil or petrol or anything to touch. It is quality. I'm sorry, you know, people, everyone's got their own view of quality, of course, and you must get out and test it for yourself. That's what you must do, and I would recommend that you did it fairly quickly, because if you want one for the new biking season, if you have a biking season, that is, Soon, yeah, because that's going to be your delivery dates. Yeah. To look at. I know it's got its critics. The mudguard not being deep enough. The radiator. Get over it. It's a modern bike. It's not supposed to be exactly the same as the old one, is it? Thank heavens. It looks the business. And it's made in India. Who gives a damn? Lots of things come from India. It's like China. You know, no one complains about their Apple iPhones, do they? Or anything like that. No. So then, what we got? Sound. Well, I've already discussed sound. It's not that one, is it? No, I'm getting lost. It sounds just marvellous. Someone said it sounded like a moped. I disagree. It sounds lovely. That exhaust has a lovely rumble to it. And the Sixth Sense, how does it make me feel? It makes me feel like I want one. Yeah, I've ridden it twice now. One long stint with it and one relatively short stint with it. And it is a marvellous bike, and yeah, I want one. I daren't put a deposit down without Mrs. Thames' involvement, no, but there you go. Gives me thinking time. Shall I leave it out the front here, or shall I next to Colchester Kawasaki, or shall I take it round the back? I know someone's coming to ride it shortly, so I think I shall park it here and we'll have one last look at it. Side stand down. Warning, side stands down. Thank you for telling me that, Mr. BSA. Oh, it smells gorgeous. There we go. Let's just have another look at it beforehand. Ah, look at that. Global Motor Colchester. There we go. Marvellous. Simply marvellous. Thank you very much.